Hey guys, I'm Deb, founder and CEO of Criya. And by popular demand, I wanted to bring to you our most valuable use case, the digital sales room. And I'm going to walk you through how it's a step by step guide as to how Kriya AI can help you build these personalized hubs to engage your prospects so you can take them all the way from first pitch to close. Now, let me tell you what are digital sales rooms. Guys, digital sales rooms are the future of sales. Now, today, we live in a highly virtual world where majority conversations happen over Zoom, or at least follow up conversations happen over emails. So, this digital sales room is really often referred to as this virtual sales room or a buyer microsite. Really, what it is, it's a personalized portal that will combine and consolidate all the various resources that a buyer will need to see to quickly assess and streamline the whole decision making process. And the objective is how do we essentially accelerate the sales cycle so all the most relevant information is in front of the buyer at any point in time. Think of it also as a virtual workspace where, let's say, a team of sales professionals collaborating on the deal can also engage with a potential prospect or a customer and collaborate with their teams and quickly assess and put together valuable assets and data all through the single platform. So here's an example of a sales room that we use here at Kriya. I'm going to go ahead and pull it open. So typically what this is in the normal world, you would send out a pitch deck, which would, let's see, have links and resources. It would typically have their logo and client information and just say, hey, we're excited to partner together. But because this is created as a shareable asset, you can even hook up your Calendly so that people can easily schedule calls with you. You can list up all of your top resources that you think this buyer needs. You know, when this is most valuable, you have the first pitch and the buyer's like, oh, okay, send me all your stuff. Now, you can't send them all your stuff, obviously. So you need to have like a pitch deck that's a little bit more curated for them. Maybe some one particular point that they wanted to know. In our case, it's mostly about really how does the AI work? So like a quick how it works link, and then have space in there for, okay, if you're interested in kicking off a pilot plan, let's use the space. Again, for the buyer, it's this one step resource to come and see everything that they want to see. You will just send out this one single link to them. Now, further on, you can say, okay, go ahead and include a 2-minute demo video, more specifically just about the AI portion so that they are, right ahead jumping into it and seeing the value of it. Idea being that you want to be able to captivate your prospects within seconds. So you're even highlighting some top KPIs that you would share with them. Now you can leave it over here, or if you want to add more social proof and case studies, go ahead and add those logos over there. You can go ahead and add some of your before and after case studies, maybe links, and you can add multiple of these and so on. All these are optional, but I'm just giving you the breadth of what you can send to them. Let's say these are, you've covered a couple of phone calls, maybe you've also done a couple of Zoom calls. Now they're a little bit more interested about, as they're kicking off the pilot, they're interested in, I need to know how this works, like before I get my team on this. Help them set up their first account. Maybe do a Zoom recording and send them how they can create their first page and even link out to, let's say, your help articles, right? That'll be a really easy way for them to know, okay, here's some documentation and onboarding material for me. Quick summary about what Kriya platform does. And if the conversation goes as far as it does, you can even add a link for them to review the contract, right? This could go to your DocuSign, PandaDoc, or anything like that. If it goes further, you can even link out your pricing and so on. Now, know that this entire sales room can be this one-stop portal that you keep building onto as the customer progresses through the conversation and you have everything sort of linked here. The way we use this on the back end is we don't want to send all of this information up front. So what I will do is I'll go ahead and just keep it this way. I'll hide or show some of these information depending on what the customer is interested in. Maybe initial days, I'll not show the contract piece. I won't show the pricing information. Maybe they have some FAQs that they asked me and I would just link out those FAQs over here, right? So know that this can be this high level template that you create for the organization as a whole. And then depending on as the conversation progresses, right, you can just hide this information as you see fit. You can go ahead and hide all of this, to be quite honest. And that way, all you're surfacing to them is maybe just this much after the first call. Show them the link, high level, you know, access the deck, how Kriya works, pilot plan, a quick demo video, high level sort of, visualization of what the value is, some customers, case studies, FAQs, done, right? So know that this, but for the customer, this is that one link that you'll keep sharing. Anyway, to start by introducing to you the power of what these digital sales rooms are and how an example of how Kriya AI and sales teams use it. Now, what is the value? Like, why do you really need this, right? The biggest challenge is that you have no idea what your buyer's decision making process is, right? Especially after that first pitch, you want to know what is going on. Like, why is there a black hole, right? Because poor engagement means slower sales cycles. So know this, right? Buyers have hundreds of options in front of them, and in some markets, possibly a lot more than that. And they have to make decisions with, these overwhelming options. Maybe you're sending them scattered bunch of emails. It's not really curated for making a quick decision as the conversations progress. Secondly, if they want to research you or look you up after that initial phone call, all you're going to send them is a link to your website, right? Or some marketing case studies and so on. It's again scattered. It's not personalized all in one place so that they can instantly assess. Again, know that there are probably multiple decision makers. There may be the champion who needs to pitch this to other folks. Again, not curated, right? And not personalized. And as a result, you honestly don't know how these follow ups are going. Like, you don't know. All you know is there's drop offs and low conversions. Maybe all you're seeing is there's low open rates. You have no idea what's the visibility. Did the buyer find this information helpful? What is preventing them from moving to the next level? This is why you need these digital sales rooms, right? You can tailor your entire buyer engagement strategy for each prospect. So one is you can have these curated independent portals where you can quickly create and share interactive high value sales experiences with relevant resources for that buyer. Second, you can track the buyer engagement. So you'll have data driven insights which will further your engagement strategies. Because imagine, like, think about it, the more engaged the buyer, the higher the chances are of them moving through that sales funnel. And the biggest advantage with Kriya AI is it's all a one click generation. So with AI and our custom templates, you will create compelling pitches that will build meaningful relationships with each of these potential customers. How does it work, right? What you will be doing is in a couple of clicks, and I'll show you how that will work, every rep will be able to deliver these modern buyer experiences. It's really that simple, right? What we'll do is we'll help you create these personalized high level templates with these highly interactive, embed videos, embed testimonials kind of experiences, all with AI to power in the content generation. The reps can go in and edit some of these information so that they can tailor it to each customer that they're sending it to, but majority of the work has already been done upfront. And you want to think about using this digital sales room to help the customer flow through your entire funnel, all the way from that initial, landing page with a pitch deck to, as they're asking for more social proof, feed in those testimonials and logos. Then going on to the conversion stage where maybe they're ready for a proposal. They have some FAQs. Maybe you have a pricing detail you want to send and so on. So think about building them out through this entire engagement and then being able to track how did they flow through that funnel. So remember, you can move deals forward by landing the value at the right time. The stronger the level of engagement, the more likely your buyer is going to make a purchase decision in your favor. So for example, some of these deals have like 45-day sales cycle, some of them have 90-day sales cycle. This is just a very simple snapshot of what you can see in terms of visitor views. But this can go on to show, okay, how long did someone spend on your platform? How many times was it shared and so on, right? So that will increase the number of page views for this particular portal. How does this work? So we'll quickly get into how you will be building this out for your team and how we, not only as a platform, but also as an implementation strategist, will come in and help you with curating these templates. So again, you can start with a built-in template. You can choose the digital sales room, which is, we've built it really to curate these experiences for you. We can come in and make sure that your AI profile is set up so your brand and voice is incorporated. Any of your existing relevant materials can be uploaded in your knowledge bank, so there's consistency in all of your outbound messaging. What will happen is once you curate and select your template, again, know that you can use Kriya to create really any kind of collateral. Could be a pitch deck, could be a client proposal, could be a case study, or a digital sales room, or anything else from there. Once you select a template, our AI will suggest a structure. This is just based on best practices and what we think is most relevant for your buyer engagement. It is a good idea to ensure that you edit these in case you want it to be more descriptive for the AI to generate the content for you. Again, drop in as much information that you think you can over here, such as the page title. If this is about a specific industry, you want to maybe make that as part of the page title, like Kriya sales deck for pharmaceuticals, right? And then add in here any value prop features. You can just key in this information in bullet points and so on. The more descriptive you are, the better the output will be, and so on. Now, your sales reps don't have to go through this. If they want, they can create it from scratch. But again, we'll come in and partner to help you generate these initial set of templates. So then they are just rinsing and repeating, right? So think of this as like an initial sales enablement arm. Once we align on what this needs to look like, click the AI generate. It's going to go ahead and use all of your existing branding and knowledge base and so on and create that initial version for you, much like the one that I showed you. Now, know that, like I said, we have the knowledge bank. So even if you don't have a knowledge bank to start with, as you're thinking about making some notes, writing your campaigns or feature lists, pain points, customer positioning, and so on, just add those as notes. Could be just a Google Doc and so on. What this will do is ensure that in future, all assets that you create will read from this existing knowledge bank, so you don't have to repeat that when you're building these assets. And again, we make sure to incorporate all of your company branding, knowledge base, voice, and tone. You can set all of that up within your Kriya AI profile. And as part of our implementation, we come in and make sure that that's set up for you as well as everyone within your team as well. Now, once that's done, know that the biggest value of Kriya, besides the AI content generation, is how fabulous our auto designer is. Any asset that you create on Kriya is completely on autopilot when it comes to design. It's always going to be visually perfect. It's always going to be on brand. Anything that you create, you can just update the background colors. All of the other, like the font colors, the background, the boxes, will automatically adapt just based on that one input. So truly, design is on autopilot. Now you can, like I said, will come with partner with you, or you can use existing built-in templates to get a head start for your organization on your own. And then you can essentially share them as a shared resource within your team. So when you are collaborating with your team, and once team members are added, you can share these resources with all of the other members that they can either go ahead and duplicate, or they can collaborate among each other by giving them sort of edit permissions. Think of it just like Google Docs, right? Where you can collaborate on assets, but also from an administrative level, you can have these high level documents that they can use as templates. So you can have your own template repository. Anybody can create a template if they would like and turn it into a duplicatable asset. Anyone else in the organization can just hit the confirm button and go ahead and use it. So if you have a marketing arm or a sales enablement arm, this is exactly going to be their function. They'll be creating a lot of these assets, making them available within the company, and then anybody can go ahead and click duplicate and customize it from there. Now, let's get into specifics of how the sales room drives engagement, right? All of this was about how does the initial sales enablement team or we come in and help you curate these initial content pieces. This is about why Kriya AI's these assets are so heavy in driving engagement, so you can track who's using it, who's not, how many of them have clicked on a video, and so on. So, for example, we've built these in ways where you can easily swap things into videos or and so on. So let me show you an example. This is, like I said, this now is an asset that I've created where I want to upload videos. It's really easy for me to go ahead and swap this out and upload an image or upload an icon. and so on, right? And I'm happy to share with you guys the breadth of what these things do, but know that it's really, really easy. Now there's a video in here. I can just change this out and say, you know what, I don't want a video, I want an image, but I also want to change the positioning to go to the left. Simple. So know that it's really easy to actually build these experiences out. Like I mentioned, you can add a variety of media, whether it's grids, carousels, and blocks, where you can easily swap these assets in and out, and you can edit everything right here, either on your desktop or even from your mobile phone, right? Now, grids are a really powerful way to communicate multiple value props quickly. Like I said, in your grids, they're one of the most commonly used asset types or like section types within the Kriya library. So you can start by offering a grid that has just the icons, a headline, and so on. And AI will perfectly generate this content for you. You can just key in a couple of keywords. It's going to be generated and formatted in the way you want it. You can swap this out with videos, with calls to action. You can swap it out with a different background without any images if you just want it to be more formal, text oriented, and so on. Lastly, I wanted to also tell you guys about presentation mode. So as you notice, this asset is not just a scrollable asset, which you can also share just like this with your customer, where they can just scroll through this. But every asset has a presentation mode. And that's when the presentation mode opens, like this one. So know that you can easily swap in and out of a format that is most valuable for you. You'll never have to worry about formatting. These are just auto formatted. Our designer is kind of crazy. Like it just works incredibly well. Lastly, like I said, sharing is a huge part of this, our ability to track the visibility and engagement. So we've made it really easy for you to share. There's obviously the URL. There are also built-in QR codes. Let's say you're pitching someone or you talk to them in person and you want them to have access to your digital sales room, you can just show your QR code and they can scan it and they can view it perfectly on their mobile phones, and so on. Lastly, we do recommend that you organize all of your different content by folders. Think of it just like you would on your Mac or your desktop. That way it's easy for you to organize, conversations and lists of assets that you've shared with different users. And that in a nutshell covers, the whole extent of what we do. But remember, the entire value of this experience is to make sure that you are ultimately driving toward easily getting visibility into the value of that engagement with the customer. And as we mentioned, these digital sales rooms are really driving what the future of sales looks like. There's many different ways and many different companies that are trying to attract usage, but know that ease of use is one of the biggest values for your sales reps because they don't have the time to do this independently for everybody. The way we've designed it is it's auto designed. Templates are out of box, and AI is here to build anything, any customizations that they want to make. It's still going to be in your voice and tone. It's still going to be using the language, the reference materials. The AI is tuned in your company's brand and language. So they cannot go too far away from what the consistent messaging, you want to ensure that is across your team. If there's any questions, do let us know, but know that the power of having these tailored buyer experiences is going to quadruple, or if not 10x or 100x, your buyer engagement, which will help you take them across the funnel. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to book a demo with us. Everything is right here on the platform.